Welcome to Damia, Sage of Stone. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep on this one. I love it. We've got Drowned Catacomb, then we've got Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we could almost have a turn 1 Gilded Lotus. Now, we will end up slow rolling this hand just a little bit because I really do like what we've got going on. I don't want our opponent to scoop just yet, but sometimes that does happen. So let's go Drowned Catacombs, and at least we'll go ahead and lead off. Oh, excuse me, that's going to enter the battlefield tapped. We can always get down Mana Crypt later, and then we'll go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Damia, Sage of Stone, Detta. Skip your draw step at the beginning of your upkeep. You have fewer than 7 cards in your hand. Draw cards equal to the difference, and then that's it right there. Playing against Daretti, the Scrap Savant, the king of the junkyard, Mr. Daretti himself. +2, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Then for a -2, sacrifice an art. Man, there we go, hit a land. So let's go Harbor. Let's go Soul Ring. And we could actually go Mana Crypt and leave up Supreme Will, but at this point, like I mentioned, we're just going to slow roll into this really nice opening hand of Mana Crypt and Soul Ring, and at the same time, maybe we don't want to get down Mana Crypt and get that damage train going just yet. So the -2 on Daretti, sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then for a -10, you get an emblem that says whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step, and if you're keeping score at home, Daretti can be your commander. He's not in the command zone anymore. He's on the battlefield, so we're about to have some fun. Our opponent goes for a Darksteel Juggernaut. So it looks like we might have a pretty fun build from our opponent. And let's see. So we have Farseek in our hand, put it onto the battlefield tapped, so we can Farseek. If we go Mana Crypt, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then Guild. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Yeah, let's bust open some mana this turn. Let's see what how our opponent's going to feel about this. So we go Mana Crypt, we go Gilded Lotus. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one off the the Drowned Catacomb, Gilded Lotus. Let's go triple green, and we'll go for Farseek. There we go, 1, 2, and then I think at this point we'll probably grab a Black-green source? Yeah, that would probably be good. So let's get this popped out just a little bit. Grab a Black-green source. Where are you? Overgrown Tomb. There we go. Overgrown Tomb is going to enter the battlefield tapped regardless due to Farseek, and that's going to be 2 mana left over. So we'll simply just go and pass the turn. You know, we could Cyclonic Rift Ready back to the hand, but I just kind of want to hold on to it at this point right now. And we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are in the range of 10 mana. That is definitely going to allow us to get down Damia. So at this point, I think we'll probably end up going Damia. Now, there could be an argument made for going for a Biogenic Ooze, if we want to go Biogenic Ooze, but it also kind of, when you're playing against Daretti, and give me just a second, my production assistant Dorothy wanted, my cat, wanted to be put in my lap, so, you know, I don't know how good of a production assistant that is to where she wants to snooze during the show today. But anyway, if you're keeping score at home, you can definitely put Dorothy in my lap right now. Mark that score box. But yeah, so I've got Dorothy. And but yeah, as far as next turn goes, we could go Biogenic Ooze, but I think we want to go Damia because once we get down Damia, it's going to force our opponent to have some sort of spot removal or something to get rid of Damia. If not, then we can just, you know, that's what makes Damia so much fun. You know, it's what makes Sultai so good is that you just get a ton of value, and so Sultai does. It's just good at a lot of little things, and that's always nice. Okay, Dorothy. And sometimes she sits in my lap, and then she wants me to actually hold her like a baby with one arm, and that's a little rough. So she's being a little aggressive right now. All right, so we do end up missing the Mana Crypt trigger. That's going to put us down to 27. And man, I need to trim her nails. Yeah, I think we want to go. I think we go Damia. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go for Damia. It would help if we're in our main phase. We're going to go Damia, and we'll probably end up leaving up, let's go blue, green, black, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll still leave us on for Supreme Will and Cyclonic Rift. Let's say our opponent gets in a position to where they're about to go off with Paradox Engine or something like that. We still have Supreme Will and Cyclonic Rift to kind of stop that from happening. And then worst case scenario, we'll just go and jam a quick Supreme Will at the end of the turn. That way we can kind of filter through our land. Filter through our hand, excuse me. So give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you want to get into Commander Online, whether it's Modern, Legacy, Penny Dreadful, a whole assortment of really cool formats on Magic Online, be sure to check out MTGOTraders. And also, shout out to inkgaming.com. You can use coupon code JOLT or click on the link down in the description below, and that'll apply the coupon. I've got some awesome play mats that I put out, finally released. There's a Church of Athreos play mat. There's the Ravnica Masters Zombie Hunter play mat that I recently made. Pretty happy about that one. There's an Unesh value train. And trying to think what else off the top of my head, because I'm going to try to start posting these up when I start talking about them. Magic After Dark with Jolt and Necosaur, so that one turned out really well. I definitely like that one. And there's one more. Oh, Gonti, the four-finger discount. I got Gonti with some brass knuckles, so hopefully you'll see some of these on the screen. And if you want to grab one of them, go for it. It'd be some fun Magic, or at least be a fun playmat. You can, and there's no logos on there, like at least my logos. So basically, it's just kind of like the. Just a really nice art. Yeah, anyway, be sure to check it out. And also, I started a Patreon, so if you'd like to support the channel through my Patreon, you certainly can. No pressure to do so, but it does go a little bit further than YouTube ad revenue does. So that way, if you've got ad block and you wanted to just jump into a $3 tier, it is there. Other than that, it is officially free time. We can have some fun. So let's jump back into the game. And if you're keeping score, Dorothy has settled down into my lap now, so she's getting a little snoozy. But our opponent did get a pretty nice turn. They've got Soul Ring, they've got Thought Vessel, and let's see what this Rolling Thunder. Okay, so that's going to be 7 damage to Damia, so that will definitely get the Supreme Will to finally come out. So we're going to go for the Supreme Will on Rolling Thunder. That's going to be triple blue off of Gilded Lotus. Really glad that... we held on to a counter spell to kind of stop that. And that still puts us in a position to where we can actually end up going for a Cyclonic Rift next turn to kind of send everything back to the hand. About to say we could just bounce Daretti if we're wanting to kind of hold on to a little bit more stuff. But they can bounce back pretty quick. Because really the Cyclonic Rift would just be kind of like a... just kind of a little bit of it, just taking a turn off basically. So let's get the Damia trigger on the stack. Let's go for Mana Crypt. Let's choose Tails on this one. And I know we're, let's see, on the flip, we are 1 for 2 on our Mana Crypt triggers. And then, there we go, Assassin's Trophy, Scalding. Ooh, and actually Assassin's Trophy, we could use that to take care of Paradox Engine and then send everything back. And I think that would be pretty good. Now, they are tapped out, so we could, actually, if we wanted to, just swing in Damia. But you know what, let's go ahead and get Damia in our opponent. And then I think we'll just bounce it back to the hand. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. All right, so we're going to swing in Damia. It's going to knock them down to 26. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 9, 10, 11, which should be just enough for Assassin's Trophy and Cyclonic Rift. So let's do that. So let's go... let's go Assassin's Trophy on Paradox Engine, just simply because I want to get rid of that. I don't want that on the battlefield anymore. That will give them a land, but at least we can deal with Paradox Engine. That's going to force them to go for the -2 on Daretti. They're going to start sacrificing some artifacts, because if they untap with Thought Vessel and a bunch of extra mana, man, it is really hard to kind of get anything done. So let's go and crack Scalding Tarn, and we'll grab ourselves a Tropical Island. And let's go for a Cyclonic Rift Overloaded. That way they just don't get into any sort of weird shenanigans with Paradox Engine next turn. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be Overloaded, and then we can go for Deathrite Shaman. There we go. And then we're going to go and pass the turn over our opponent. So we send everything back to the hand. We did take care of Paradox Engine. So at least they're going to have to spend some sort of resource to get Paradox Engine back out. And, you know, we are looking at Damia, drawing some cards. So at this point right now, we'll see what our opponent's going to be up to. But at least this is pretty much what Damia wants to do. You know, one of the downsides to playing Damia, and she's a really fun commander because you get to draw a bunch of cards, is that she does have that 7 converted mana cost, which is a very, very steep cost sometimes. But yeah, you know, she does have a very, very steep cost, and if they could just get rid of her, you know, it's really hard to kind of bounce back from that, because now you're looking at 9 mana. It's a huge investment. But if you can get Damia to stick, and the next thing you know, you can just refuel your hand, and, you know, we're online for Exsanguinate for about 8 or 9 now. We can Painful Truce to even drawing even more cards in our hand, and just kind of doing what Sultai wants to do. You know, it's one of the fun things, if you've never been to Sultai deck, I highly recommend it. It's some of the best Magic I've ever played, but also Sultai, there's a lot of times where you don't win the game. You get a lot of good stuff going, you have a lot of value, it's very versatile, you can do a lot of things, but it's just, you lack that finishing punch sometimes. And so one of the ways you can win with Sultai is by just overwhelming value. And if we can do that, we'll certainly try our best. And also, And Villainous Wealth. That's the other win condition that we can go for with Damia, so we're certainly going to go for that if we can find it. And in fact, we might try to dig for it. They've only got one card in the hand, so at this point right now, we're going to choose Tails on this one. One the flip, we are 2 for 3 on our Mana Crypt trigger, so if we can find Villainous Wealth, we talked it up. I love it. And we've got a, man, we might just even go for Villainous Wealth right now. So we go Ancient Tomb. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, and then 13. Yeah, that's a healthy Villainous Wealth right now. So let's go for that. Let's swing in Damia at our opponent. It's going to knock them down. Actually, I think if we just swing in at Daretti. No, actually, if we don't swing in at Daretti, that's going to force them to go for the +2, and they're not going to be able to recast it and to bring something out of the graveyard. So let's swing it on our opponent with Damia. That's going to be an extra commander damage, and we're going to go for a really nice Villainous Wealth. That's I'm glad we drew into that when I talk it up. That's one of my favorite things in recording these videos is that when I start talking about a card and then we draw into it, and it always feels really nice. So we're going to get down Mana Vault, and we're playing against mono red, so we don't really have to worry about any sort of counter magic from our opponent for the most part. So we're going to go and tap out for this really nice Villainous Wealth. Okay, so X is going to be 12. We're going to go Villainous Wealth for 12. Let's see what our opponent's got cooking in the Daretti junkyard, and we'll see if we can't stick that onto the battlefield. All right, so nothing too crazy. We'll certainly take this. We got Larry David's disc, and the main thing is we just got a ton of more mana. Hey, we got Traxxas, so I'll take that. Cast any number of these cards, so I think what we want to do, is there any way that we can, yeah, if we put Traxxas on the stack last, that would be good. So we go Fire Diamond, we go Gilded Lotus, we've got our own Mana Vault, we go Larry David's disc, and actually, technically, I think there's not really any sort of way we can go for get Traxxas to untap, but either way, that's fine. We'll put a Mirror Retriever on top, and we go for Gamble on top, and then we put Traxxas on top of the stack. So we're going to get Traxxas on the battlefield. Not too bad for Villainous Wealth. It's not going to win us the game, but we got some pretty good stuff going. We're going to gamble, and I think, what do we want to gamble for? What we can actually gamble for would be Eternal Witness. I'm pretty sure we have Eternal Witness in here. Yeah, there we go. That'll allow us to go for Villainous Wealth again. There we go. And we hold on to Eternal Witness, so I'll take that. So Mirror Retriever, it's going to enter the battlefield. We got Junk Driver, and hey, shout out to our opponent. This is very nice that we got this Villainous Wealth to resolve. I can't tell you how many times, actually, I just pulled up the chat between our opponent and their friend of the channel, and so they said, very nice. It's always cool to see fun stuff like this in Magic happen. So we've got triple blue. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go triple green with Eternal Witness just to bring back Villainous Wealth? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so bring that back. Yes, definitely going to bring that back to the hand. Oh, and I forgot, we could have Deathrite Shaman for a little bit of extra mana. I'm sorry, that's my fault. But once again, we've chewed up a lot of time from our opponent, so... And we got some good stuff out of the hand. But yeah, this is pretty much what you want Sultai to do. You can see where we went for Villainous Wealth. We spent like 16 mana, and we got some good value on the board, but it didn't close the game out. If our opponent's got a board wipe, then they can reset it. But at least we can turn around and do it again for the Villainous Wealth next turn and build up an additional board state. And then also, once we start to swing in with Damia, then we can maybe start working towards that commander damage. But yeah, that's one of the downsides about Sultai is it's a fun color set to play. There's just sometimes, ooh, okay. All right, so our opponent's going to go for Mindclaw Shaman, so they can actually get rid of our Eternal Witness Villainous Wealth if they just want to cast it for... Yeah, because it enters the battlefield. You can reveal their hand. You may cast without paying its mana cost. And I don't know if they can do X cost off mana off Mindclaw Shaman. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, so our opponent will end up going for Villainous Wealth, getting rid of it out of their hand. But Mindclaw Shaman, that reminds me of, I was playing a Grinzo deck one time, and I was playing against Riku, and then there's that, let's go for Mana Crypt. Let's choose Tails on this one. Lost the flip. I think we're 2 for 5 on our Mana Crypt triggers. We're going to cash in a little bit more card draw. Oh, look at that. That is really nice. Not going to pay for Mana Vault's ability. We've got additional Mana Vault. And okay, we'll take a little bit of extra damage off that. And then, okay, so we get the land down for the turn. Let's go Island. And I guess at this point, actually, we can just tap out for a really nice Exsanguinate. So, you know what? Let's just go and push in on our opponent. We're going to send in Damia, Junk Driver, Mere Retriever, and then swing in Eternal Witness. Oh, bummer. We could have gone Lightning Greaves to untap Traxos, and that would have made it a little bit closer. But at least we're going to get in for a pretty good chunk of damage. And then we can use Deathrite Shaman to exile some stuff out of the graveyard. And then tap out for a pretty nice Exsanguinate. They're going to lose some life. But yeah, that would have been better to go for the Lightning Greaves to untap Traxos. But sometimes when you get so much stuff moving on the board, you have so many permanents, it is a little hard to keep track of everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be 14, 15. Yeah, that's going to be enough for Exsanguinate. So let's go Exsanguinate. We're going to go double black. All right, there we go. Sanguinate for 19. That's going to knock our opponent down to -1, and we could have done that win just a little bit cleaner. Casting Lightning Greaves to untap Traxus would have got in a little bit of extra damage, but thankfully we had more than enough mana to close it out from our opponent. We got pretty lucky with that Villainous Wealth, and also shout out to our opponent for letting this game play out. I can't tell you how many times I've gone for Villainous Wealth where X is 10 or more, and my opponent just scoops and, most of the time that probably will end up being a good game because that's a lot of value to generate on the side of the battlefield. But from a commander standpoint, shout out to our opponent for letting that resolve. That way we can kind of see what sort of fun stuff happened. And our opponent, they got off to a really good start. They had Paradox Engine, Soul Ring. They got really close to Daretti Ultimate. And, just simply being able to stop that Rolling Thunder, keeping Damia on the battlefield, refueling, just drawing 4 cards in hand. It just goes to show you that card advantage of drawing cards in Commander, or especially in Magic, it's just really hard to come back from that. Our opponent was stuck at 1 card in the hand. Daretti is card advantage, but you're discarding that cards too, or you have to discard up to 2 cards. And so it's just a little hard to generate card advantage, especially against something like Sultai. And we won in the way Sultai wants to win, and that's getting some value with Villainous Wealth and getting a really nice Sanguinate. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.